Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Good evening everyone, welcome to the Styrian Mountains here in Austria as the Austrian Grand Prix plays host to the 9th round of 21 here in the AOR Hype Season 16 PC F4 League. We are here at the Red Bull Ring, which has been ever present on the F1 calendar after it reappeared in 2014, and it has been dominated by Mercedes. It's been a very happy hunting ground. Let's see if it can translate into the AOR world tonight. The short uphill dash to turn 1 means that a good start is crucial. Drivers will hope for a Valtteri-Bottas 2017-esque start, however it can cause havoc in the midfield, something Brendan Lee doesn't need reminding twice about in the Season 15 race, getting spun around at turn 1 and having to make a recovery drive from there on out. The 4.3 km circuit is a great venue to see all the cars going pedal to the metal. Average lap time should be in excess of 240 kilometers an hour, with drivers being at full throttle for 56%. This is mainly thanks to the 3 long straights that make up the start of the lap, which are accompanied by 3 heavy braking zones that come straight after. This means we should be seeing a lot of overtaking in today's race. However, drivers do need to be wary of trying not to brake too deep, run wide and lose momentum, as Tiina Nukarinen shown as he unsuccessfully tried to pass Aresi. The 3 tyres that Pirelli have got on show for us today are the soft, the super soft and the ultra soft tyres. Expect the ultras to be the favourable tyres to start on, with the softs running a lot longer in the race. Alvaro Carrazon has a pole time record of 1:04.9. However, if qualifying is dry, then expect that time to be overthrown here in Austria. A high 1:03 is probably the time that the drivers will aim for in this race. The track then, 10 turns, 3 to the left and 7 to the right, 3 DRS zones in Austria for the first time, and a track incline of around 63.5 metres. Before we get into qualifying then, let's take a look around the circuit, courtesy of ACR Raven, with commentary from Ginger Andy.
Here we are riding on board with ACR Raven as he takes us for a spin around the Red Bull Ring, home of round 9 of the AOR Hype Energy F1 Leagues. Climbing up the hill to start the lap and into turn 1, braking at 100 metres and dropping from 8th gear into 4th for what is a really short apex. Now it's important not to scrub off much speed as you begin the long climb up the hill, through the kink of turn 2 and into the braking zone of turn 3, dropping from 8th gear down into 2nd. Now this is the summit of the circuit, some 60 metres above the start-finish straight, but it's all back downhill from here, opening up the DRS and going down towards the braking zone of turn 4, which is really tricky. Got to hug the inside like your favourite granny. Don't let the car run out onto the curb. You want to avoid that as you now go flat out through turn 5 into the area where the racetrack comes alive. Into the blind entry of turn 6. 5th gear through here, accelerating into turn 7. Throw the car in and then get spat out as you go on to turn 8. Now 2 corners left of what is the shortest circuit on the calendar. Here comes Raven into turn 9. 6th gear, incredible speed through there. The prancing horse gallops round the final corner and up to the line to complete the lap here in Spielberg.
Before we get into the qualifying action, I think, Jens, you have the Drivers' and the Constructors' Championship standings to take a look at.
Yep, as you can see on the driver's standing sheet, we have Rysan leading currently with 93 points, 7 down to Sir in second position. Then we have Serdai in third place, having not been driving so many rounds of this championship, with already 68 points, only 25 up to the lead. Then we have Joan Engberg in fourth with 53, and Crysis in 5th with 46, and then Return with 42. And then we have Jeff Kane with 38, moving 2 positions up since the last race. Then we have both Hoop and Big Boss moving down 1 position, both with 32 points. And then rounding off the top 10 of the driver standing ship, we have Robert with 11 points. Then it's just Riank with 9, Tom Lipman with 8, and then Eli and Rich B with 4 each, and Marv in last place, unfortunately, with only 2 points. And then further on to the Constructors Championship, we have Williams with 193 points. We have Haas with 128 points. Already 65 points up to Williams. Then we have Sauber just short of 100 points with 99. Force India with 98, just 1 point off Sauber in 3rd position. Then we have Ferrari with 85, McLaren with 70, McLaren with 62, Red Bull with 42, Toro Rosso with 13, and Mercedes in last place with only 10 points. As we go on to the action here in Austria, here in qualifying.
Give a good rundown of the championship standings. One thing to mention is that because of the Constructors' Championship, the fact that Williams has such a huge tally, it's mainly thanks to Lass. Obviously, he's been moved up to F3, but because he was still a part of Williams, his points that he brought to the Constructors still stand, despite the fact that the drivers do not stand. If that's confusing, then yeah, it shouldn't be. I mean, it is a little bit confusing, but yeah, Williams looks to be dominating the Constructors' Championship, but well, especially with Zerdai being on the form of his life right now after entering the F4 League, you know, Williams to look favourites for the championship. Anyway, back to the action. It's raining. I don't know if you've noticed this.
Yeah, there is some drizzling down, but some drivers are opting to go out on the ultra soft and super soft, all the dry tires.
Whoa!
But we have Rysan going off into turn 1. It looks like it's very slippery conditions, not something you want to be out in with slick tires.
Yeah, and the man on pole at the moment is Lazzaro, a new guy to this league, along with as Ryzen's actually hit the wall at turn 3.
Oh yes, just spun off there.
Yeah, but the new guys, Martin, both Force Indias, are new. Martin the Jesus, and then there's a man in 13th place, which I don't know how to pronounce his name. But then we have in 6th place, we have a new guy to Sauber in Hittinen.
Yeah, Hittinen.
And then we have the new Red Bull of. Oh dear me, we probably should have practiced this earlier.
Duri Coyote, I think that could be a way to pronounce it.
Okay, we'll go with your interpretation of that. But DRS has been disabled.
Yeah.
That is big news.
So it looks like all the drivers now going into the pits for a change of tyres onto the intermediates.
Yeah, that pretty much means that if the weather stays raining, Lazzaro has bagged his first pole of the season in his debut. That'll be one way to impress. As Eli's retired from the session, so I don't think it's going to be improving. And look at that, Zerd in 17th.
Yep.
Zerd down in pretty much last place compared to his championship rival Ryzen, is currently in the front row. So Zerd has had an absolute schmare of a qualifying session. The fact that Eli's retired probably reinforces the fact that it's not going to improve the conditions.
No, as Zerd is still out trying to just get in a lap as Riank retired from the session, but Zerd is just determined to try and get that just extra bit of time on the slick tyres.
There's nothing there. There's absolutely no grip whatsoever for the Haasman, and everyone's deciding that their qualifying session is over. The rain is falling, and it is not gone in Zerd's favour. It has fallen for Lazzaro, who I never thought I'd be saying that. Lazzaro takes his first pole in this season. You know, coming from a guy who has been using line for the whole endurance of F1 20 team's life comes onto this F4 league, which is no line, and absolutely storms. Well, say storm, it's only 2,000 between first and second.
Yes,
Still those
very
minor
close at the top.
margins.
Yeah, very close on the front row there, but it looks like just Hooper and Serd are trying to find some time on the slick tyres, but now we see
No,
Hooper coming
there's
into the
nothing.
pits. But
There
yeah,
is
there is
nothing.
nothing, but Serd is just trying and trying and trying, going out on a qualifying lap here, and he just hopes as he goes off, and will probably be retiring it as he does, as all the drivers...
118.8.
Yep, all the drivers are in the pit and slowly retiring from the session as they don't see any potential in these conditions.
Yeah,
As most of them...
calls it a day. Everyone's calling it a day, but this is
Yeah.
probably the quickest. Well, if anyone who's actually watching the streams wants to watch the race unfold as soon as possible, look no further than PCF4, folks, because we're just 10 minutes into the qualifying session and qualifying looks to be done. Crysis
Yes.
and Game Mode, the only ones yet to retire from the session, both stuck in the pits. But yeah, look at the rain. It's been Ryzen's saviour. He has a massive advantage over Zerd right now, and Zerd must be livid. He must be absolutely devastated by how the rain has come and it has knocked him down to 17th on the grid.
As we now
And
only
he's gonna
have
have to come
gamer
back
mode.
massively in this race.
Yeah, we now only have gamer mode left in the session waiting to retire, with 7 minutes left, as it looks like this qualifying session will be over. Yes, as he will... I don't think he'll be trying to go out for another lap. So I think we can begin to go over run of the drivers, as we have Latzer and Ryson on the front row, John Engberg in third, and Serda in fourth, coming off with a good qualifying, just got out on the track as fast as they could. Then Hooper in fifth, I think that was, and we'll be doing a further rundown when we can see... As gamer mode retired, there we go. As Hooper in fifth, Hitsonen in sixth, Kane in seventh, Deary Coyote in eighth, Richard B in ninth, Crysis in 10th, Rienk in 11th, Big Boss in 12th, the Force Injury driver in 13th, Martin in 14th, Return in 15th, Gamer Mode in 16th, Third with a shocking qualifying. He didn't manage to get out quick enough, only down 17th. Then we have Eli in 18th, and Otto, I think that was, rounding off the grid in 19th. As we'll be going on to the race
it's
here.
Dry.
It's
dry. Okay.
Dry for the race.
That means that drivers who will start in the top 10 will start on those tyres that they qualified on. So I don't know. I didn't really check who's going to start on the Ultrasofts and who qualified, I should say, on the Ultrasofts, who qualified on the Supersofts. Did anyone qualify on the Softs? We'll have to wait and find out. But Zerd has a free choice of strategy, so I expect him, and I expect most outside the top 10 to want to go along, go onto the soft tyres, maybe the Supersofts a bit more tyre advantage at the start. But yeah, that qualifying has definitely spiced up this race. We should be seeing some comeback drives.
Yeah, as I don't think anyone actually qualified on the soft tyres, but some people could be choosing to go for it as we go on to the formation lap. Yes, return gamer mode certain Eli has picked the soft tyre.
Zerdai on the Supersofts. Zerdai starting in fourth is on the Supersoft tyre, so watch out for him. He might be a bit slow on the start, but as the Ultrasoft tyres start to cry and start to lose all their grip, that's when Zerdai will come alive, and he could be in contention for another race win. He's had 2 before, only been in 3 races so far, and he could, if things go his way, if the stars align, he could be taking the championship lead in today's race.
Yep, he could be doing that.
We need a miracle of some sort, being 25 points behind Ryzen, so we're going to need him to not score. Neither will we. Have to hope for Zerd to get a shocking result. And that's the way it's gone so far in qualifying. We have 36 laps to decide a race winner. Will it be Lazzaro on his debut?
It could very well be, as we saw Serdai do the same in Monaco.
Yep.
But with
F4
Austria,
Yep.
yeah, but with Austria being a more overtaking track than Monaco, we could see him lose that lead.
We would see Ryzen ahead of him, as the AI have controlled their cars. They can do nothing right now. Their tyre temperatures have been settled. They are gearing up now to the start of this Austrian Grand Prix. It should be a thriller. It was a thriller in real life. We had so much overtaking. And in the Oceania and PS4 F1 race prior to this, we had great showcasing of racing. That should equivalent to what we see on track today. But yeah, we see all the drivers now getting in formation. It's Lazzaro on his debut on pole with Ryzen alongside him. 36 laps ahead of us as we gear up to the 5 red lights. The Austrian Grand Prix. A very long wait by Charlie Whiting, but away we go then. It's a really good start from Lazzaro. Ryzen is trying to hang it in there, but I don't think he's got it. Into turn 1, that's the Sauber of Heisinen making contact. That's someone gone wide then, someone's off. That's Martin in the Force India, but they're all heading down towards turn 2. Look at turn 3, look at the slipstream effect from Ryzen. That's again, he's going to dart down the inside into turn 3. Lazzaro can't do much about it. And Ryzen now takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Johan Emberg into 3rd, and that's the Red Bull who's had a crash. But now look at this, Ryzen and Lazzaro going at wheel to wheel once again into turn 4. Lazzaro has been slammed shut by Ryzen there, and Zerdai making a move on Richie B in the midfield as well.
Yeah, as we see retiring after the first corner, as I think he went wide and then lost traction on the grass and went into the barriers.
That's a big shame for Return, who looked to be carrying on his good momentum that he carried on through the past few races. But as lap 1 comes to a close, it's Ryzen just ahead of Lazzaro. We've got a bit of a breathing space from Johan Emberg in 3rd, with Hittinen in 4th place, just behind that Ferrari. Zerdai has lost out on the start. He's down in 4th, the 2 McLarens, 7 and 8.
I think Serd has some front wing damage, as he's gone into the pits already on lap 1.
Yep, Zerd is sailing for front wing damage, and that really has played havoc for his race. Look at that, that's the Force India going down the inside of Rienk. They're going side by side. Look at the battle for the lead. Lazzaro could be challenging. No, I think the timing boards were a bit misleading there. But yeah,
as we have Rienk going, or the Force India going down the inside of the Toro Rosso.
Look at Big Boss as well, trying to fancy his chances round the outside. There's not much room round the outside of turn 6, and Rienk just confirms that by slamming the door shut there on the Ferrari. So Rienk stays in where he was, but Big Boss can get a better exit through turn 8. And now they're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 9 with Ferrari with the inside line, and he makes that move stick all the way to 10th place.
Yep, as Ryson sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix here on lap 2, as the DRS, or sorry, lap 3, as the DRS gets enabled.
Yep, that will definitely aid some guys who will be looking to overtake as the time boards have settled into place now. Lazzaro 1 second behind, so he's not within DRS. Richie B and Zerdai. Oh, Richie B with a dive bomb into turn 3 there. Locks up a good measure, but makes the move stick on the Williams. And the Williams doesn't seem to be having the best pace in the world on the super soft tyres though, but I think he'll be playing the long game here and trying to not really play his battles and just tuck behind any guys who want to make that move and then get back at them when their tyres start to degrade.
Yes, as he's on the super soft, that means he'll be going longer into this Grand Prix. So he is just letting the faster guys past him now, but he will be able to overtake them later, as you said, when their tyres begin to degrade.
Yep, as soon as you say that, both McLarens are gearing that Williams up into turn 9. Zerdai runs wide there, and that could put him under pressure from Kane and Hooper, as well as lap 4 begins. Richie B now is the fastest man on track at the minute. He's starting to pull away from that Williams of Zerdai. Maybe try and mount a challenge on the battle for second places. Look at this, Johan Emberg putting a lot of pressure on Lazzaro. He's going to dart down the inside into turn 3. What can Lazzaro do about it? He gives him racing room, and they're still going wheel to wheel, pedal to the metal, Lazzaro just about edges ahead of the Ferrari, but down towards turn 4. Lazzaro gives them racing room once again, and Johan Emberg darting down the inside. Lazzaro just about hanging on in there, as now we head towards turn 5 and turn 6. Lazzaro just about hanging on in there. He has the inside line for turn 6. Johan Emberg trying to hang his way around the outside, and there's no room there from the Renault, and the Renault just about manages to hang on to second, but he looks vulnerable here, does Lazzaro. And look at this again, Johan Emberg going to try, he gets a much better exit, and sure, this is a moment to side that second place from the Renault's hands. Renault runs wide at turn 9, but Johan Emberg has the move stuck, and now Renault could be under pressure. It goes extremely wide from the Sauber as well. What a battle this is for second place.
Yep, as we've seen Ryerson just pull away with now a 2-second gap down to John Engberg, as Lazzaro goes a bit wide.
Look at the Sauber coming through. Can he make the move stick? He's a bit too far back. Let's both of them have DRS assistance. Oh, Lazzaro's going to set up the inside.
Ooh, as the two guys ghost. As Lazzaro gets past John Engberg.
Yes, he does. That's a late move.
Yep, as it looks like Hooper and the Force India are battling. As there's a close battle.
5 cars. Look how close they are. That's the Hooper. Just about edging ahead the Force India. The Force India darting down the inside. That's the Renault and the Ferrari also side by side. The Force India just about edges ahead of Hooper, but Hooper's going to try down the inside of turn 6. No room there. Big Boss makes his way around the outside of Crysics for good measure as well. The Toro Rosso and the Williams are also wheel to wheel. This is great action so far, and we're not even a sixth of the way through of this race. Big Boss and Crysics still going at it. I think Big Boss has his position made as he's on the inside line for turn 9 and gets past him as Toro Rosso thought about darting down the inside but thought better of it.
Yep, as we have this midfield fight very, very close. As the Force India goes down the inside of Hooper into turn 1 as he locks up but goes past.
Yep, he makes that move sticker once again, getting past the McLaren. But look at this, Kane and Hooper are going to pounce right back at him. There's going to be 3 wide into turn 3. Look at Hooper trying to get past both of them at the same time down the inside. There's a bit of contact there, and McCain loses out massively to his teammate there. There was a bit of argy-bargy stuff between the two McLarens. They have to sort that out as they've both lost the position then to the Force India. The Force India moves himself up into 7th place. And that was brilliant racing from all 3, or maybe even 4, 5, 6 drivers involved in that battle.
Yeah, a 6-way battle for 7th place. All the drivers trying to
say too often.
No, it really isn't.
But yeah, I think things are starting to settle into play now. Big Boss just about behind Kane, who might dart into the pits. Yes, he is. He's pointing in that direction, and yes, Kane, unfortunately, has gonna go into the pits. I think he sustained some front wing damage. It's a bit too early for the Ultrasoft to come in this lap.
Yep, that could very well be.
Let's see if it does pick up a new front wing as well as 4 new tyres. Yes, he does. As Crysis and Otto are going wheel to wheel as well.
Yep, as he goes onto the soft tyres, we'll try to keep them on to the last lap of this Grand Prix, maybe.
It's a bit of a stretch there, if you want to make that one stick, as there's more action going on for 11th place now. Rienk just behind Otto, who had been overtaken by Crysis on that previous straight. Crysis moves himself up into 10th place, but has some front wing damage. So he's not dying into the pits. So he's showing some intent, so he can maybe wants to extend his Ultrasoft stint until those tyres die and then put on a fresh front wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, lap 8 of this race. Look at Ryzen's.
Yeah, as Crysis goes into the pits, as we have Hudson coming close to Joan Engberg.
And Rienk.
Yep. Yes, they go side by side into turn 1 as Rienk keeps it down the inside. As that Thierry Coder trying to go down the inside of Otto. Coming up to turn 3 now.
We thought about it. Is he going to dart down the inside? Oh, it's very close indeed, but Otto just about stays ahead as Zerd moves himself up into 14th place thanks to people pitting, and that's actually Crysis coming out just behind Martin and Kane, who's had a
as Otto and Thierry Coyote touch, and Otto
Oh,
is
no.
round in turn 4.
That was... I
As
didn't see that crash and fall, but
as
that looked
Deary
very bad.
Coyote tried to go down the inside of Otto, but he just went wide and flipped Otto round.
Deary me.
As we have Kane, Chrysix, and Martin going 3 wide into
Oh
turn
my
6.
word. That's not something you expect, but Kane manages to stay ahead. I think Chrysix looks to be the quicker of these 3 guys as they head down towards the penultimate corner. Kane just about managed to stay ahead. There's the yellow flag in sector 1. What's happened? Someone's come a cropper who has had contact.
Or as John Engberg and Lazaro, John Engberg just managed to keep the position as Hudsonen comes close to Lazaro, and that battle for 2nd place now.
You're right, Engberg re-overtakes Lazaro, been struggling for a few laps.
But Chrysix and Kane switches positions as well.
There's so much action going on in this one, so we can't keep up. There's action happening in every single corner. As battle for 2nd is unfolding as we speak, the battle for 15th is also there. Battle for 5th place maybe as Zerdai is starting to gain on Richie B somewhat, but yeah, Lazaro, don't count him out of getting past Engberg. If he gets a good exit out of turn 1, he could be. Oh, that's Hebden! Oh, he manages to save it, but he's lost a huge amount of momentum. Here comes Richie B now. He could be 100%. Look at Zerdai. Zerdai might be getting past 2 cars at 1 here. A bit too far back between the Salva, but he goes round the outside of not just 1, but 2. Can he make the move stick on Hitton? No, he can't. He just has to pull out.
But with the DRS down to turn 3, could he maybe...
Engberg. Lazaro gets past Engberg. Unbelievable racing, and look at this.
As Hudsonen goes down the inside.
Look at this, Hitton just about staying ahead. Zerdai sticking his nose in there, but can't get past on this occasion. Wow.
As the battle for what will be 2nd place unfolds, as Zerdai and Hudson will be trying to catch after the pack up there, as Zerdai is very close to going down the inside of Hudson and coming down to the last corner now.
Yeah, I think this is where Zerdai's tyres come alive. All these guys in Ultrasofts are really struggling.
Yeah, and Lazaro and John Engberg. John Engberg regains the position of Lazaro.
And crucially, Lazaro does not have DRS. And man who does have DRS, though, is Zerdai. He's challenging the Salba of hitting it down towards turn 3 as the outside line. Salba sticks his nose in there, but I think the Williams on the better traction with the better tyres at this stage has got past his man. But will Salba try and fight back with the advantage of DRS? He's going to pull out to the inside, but I think the Williams has this move settled in the bag. Yes, he does. Up into 4th place goes the Williams. To get a chance to take our breath, it looks like. As I think Lazaro has fallen off the
gamer mode.
What has happened?
We don't know, as it looks like it happened in the last corner, as I didn't quite catch it off Deary Coyote.
Look at this in Engberg and Hitton. And
yeah,
Lazaro bailing us to the pits.
Yep, so we have some yellow flags in sector 1.
Move for 3rd place, Richie B under pressure from the Force India. Oh, there's been a contact between them two.
But
that looks like
I
game mode.
think, yep.
Whoa, that's game mode, the retired car.
Gamer mode. Could it be an engine failure of some sort? Yes. Or is it just a puncture? We don't know. As Big Boss overtakes Hooper.
Yep, and the Toro Rosso and Force India going wheel to wheel down towards turn 4. Richie B with the inside line. He should have this move stuck. Unless the Force India tries to hang around the outside, no. Force India with those super soft tyres. Richie B trying to hang on in there, and he's doing a decent job so far. Just now, we see the guys in soft tyres. Lazaro has managed to jump Engberg, surprisingly. So Lazaro with a 4.3 gap between himself and Eli, who's also on the soft tyres. It's rising darts into the pit, as does Richie B. No, Richie B decides not to pit.
Yep, as now Soda will go into the lead on those super soft tyres.
Yep, he'll go for a few more laps to come as there's yellows in sectors 2.
Yeah, I think that is still for gamer mode's car, which is for some reason still on the track trying to drive back, I think.
That's very dangerous for all the drivers, especially with the amount of battles we've seen so far. The fact that the Force India and Toro Rosso nearly came into contact with the Mercedes, speaking of them two, they're going wheel to wheel once again, and that time the Force India has his man on those super soft tyres now. Will start to pull away and Richie B might decide now is the best time to come into the pits.
Yep, as we are still looking to see if gamer mode is still on the track.
Björn Enberg and Lazzaro going wheel to wheel once again. Both on fresher
Ooh,
tyres.
as they touch a bit.
They did. Lazzaro just managed to stay ahead for the time being, but this battle is enraging very well indeed, and it just won't go away. Lazzaro, every time he gets past you and Enberg has something else to say.
Yes,
and
but they have to watch out. They really have to watch out, because if they battle too much, they will lose out on the 3rd place.
You're right, and especially with Zerdite in his clear air, he's got as much as he wants. Like, he'll be licking his lips by the fact that these two are battling so hard. You've got to think about a long game, and not just about battling into every single corner. It's great for us spectators. We love this, but maybe, you know, the team bosses down there might not love this, as we see Ryzen and Eli. Ryzen trying to get past the Red Bull driver as he makes that move stick on the 13-lap old stricken soft tyre Eli. So that's Johan Enberg, and Sarah, look at that, he's swap positions once again. Johan Enberg just manages to get past Lazzaro. Lazzaro, will you have something to say about that? Not on this occasion.
No, but maybe later on this lap, as they are going, as it looks like they're going to battle all the way through, like we saw Ryson and Collis do in the first race of this season. As Serdai goes into the pits now.
Yep, he is gone into the pits, but yeah, back to Australia. That seems so far away, didn't it?
Yes, it really does.
Rian goes to pits like nearly 2 months ago. Well, 2 and a bit months ago it was, the first race of the AOR season. Now we're at round 9. We've seen the championship battle flip-flop between a lot of drivers. It's now Ryzen who is in the championship lead, and he probably is in the provisional lead of this race.
Yes, as Johan Enberg sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, as Serdai came out in front of Johan Enberg.
Yes, you're right. That is crucial for Zerdai's race. Gets ahead of both guys who were squabbling, and if he can pull away on those fresher tyres, he could set his sights to Ryzen, who's only about 3 seconds up the road.
Yes, indeed, as they will be trying to catch as hard as they can.
Definitely, Eli is the man in between provisional first and second. Will Forcini come into the pits? Yes, he will.
Yep. Which will mean that Rysan goes on to lead this Grand Prix, and he will be extending his lead in the Drivers' Championship, as Serd is down in 9th place, but has not pitted, or has pitted yet, but is on very old super soft tyres.
Yeah, he's doing good recovery so far, but there's still 20 laps of this Grand Prix to go, and look at this in the battle for second place. Eli, Zerdai, Johan Enberg all separated by less than a second. Zerdai will have to clear the Eli into this chicane. He gets past him at the very late time of asking, but look at this, Johan Enberg gets a much better exit compared to Zerdai as Eli goes.
Yeah, but Lazzaro comes from behind. He will be trying to go past Eli down here, as Eli is on very old soft tyres, and he goes down the inside, and he makes the move stick, as Johan Enberg can't get that exit put together with those old soft tyres.
No, I think Johan Enberg, if he wants any sniff, any chance of getting past Zerdai, it has to be as soon as possible, preferably on the next lap. Get a good exit out of turn 1, possibly out of this last corner here, and he could set his sights up to get past Zerdai as he runs wide into the bargain there as well in the final corner, and that could benefit him. Let's go down towards turn 1, too far back on this occasion. This isn't a heavy braking zone compared to turn 3. It gets a tank tapper on the exit of turn 1. DRS enabled for the Ferrari. Can he dart down the inside? It'll be a very late manoeuvre. He's too far back. Oh, he thought about it. It's a late movement on the braking there from the Ferrari, but no harm done. But either of them down towards turn 4 now. Can he possibly size from a move? He's too far back, I think. Yes.
Yeah, well, he could have done a Ricciardo-esque dive bomb from Monza this season, but I don't think he would have put it together very well, as it's not a corner you normally dive bomb into.
Oh, Martin's tired.
Yeah,
Martin's out.
as Martin is out of this race, as it looks like it's in Sector 1, as we'll have to wait until these drivers come round to Sector 1 to see what happened.
Yeah, back to what you were saying about Ehrenberg. He'd have to put a lot of faith in Zerdai if he wanted to pull off a Danny Rick dive bomb.
Yeah.
He might have that chance this time around. He goes extremely wide at turn 1, so that probably has ruled out any chance of him getting past Lazzaro's 1.5 seconds adrift of this battle. So maybe he'll be hoping these two get into battle. And well, then again, they're only 2 seconds behind Ryzen now. So Zerdai looks to be the man on the move right now, but he has to clear Ehrenberg out of DRS range.
Yes, he will have to, if he wants to keep that second place.
Yeah, but I think he's gaining a lot on Ryzen. So Ryzen might be struggling on those soft compound tyres. They're 2 laps older compared to Zerdai's fresher tyres, and Zerdai seems to be settling it.
Oh, as Kane and Big Boss battle out in turn 3. Oh, sorry,
Yes.
turn 4. Getting
Yep,
a bit
Kane
confused.
Get past. Yeah, it is confusing sometimes. Do you count McKink at turn 2? Do you not? It's very interesting to see, but look at this. 5th place has a battle unfolding. Eli still going on the soft combat tires now under pressure from Heisenen, who looks to set his sights and get past him. Look at the Force India as well. Oh, Eli gets squeezed out there as Sauber takes 5th place ahead of the Force India, who's ahead of Eli, but Eli loses 2 positions in one corner. The Force India could be challenging Heisenen into turn 3. Heisenen defends the inside line for all his might. Force India trying to hang it around the outside, and he's done it. Great move there from the Force India, but can the Sauber fight back? Sauber has zero assistance. The Force India does not, and that could give the Sauber an opportunity to go around the outside. Oh, the Force India shut the door on him a little bit. Both lock up into turn 4, and the Sauber gets pushed off wide, and the Force India has that place. Took a Big Boss and Kane squabbling for 11th place. You mentioned that a lap earlier. Kane just managing to squeeze ahead of the Ferrari man. Kane on much older tyres compared to Big Boss. Big Boss must be looking to get past ASAP. But Kane putting on a great defensive display here to keep that Ferrari at bay.
Yeah, as you said, on very old soft tyres, it will be very hard for him to not go wide in any of these corners, as they are quite high speed and you need the grip from the tyres.
Yeah, indeed, and I think he's going to try to defend it once again. He looks to be very eager to keep the Ferrari behind him for the time being. No resistance from. Well, actually, no. We're saying that the Big Boss is going to try once again on the McLaren, heading down towards turn 3. Will the McLaren defend once again? A lot of resistance putting on display from the McLaren. He forces the Ferrari to the curb there, and the Ferrari now manages to get ahead of McLaren, but the McLaren with the DRS assistance for himself will try and dart round the outside. Can he make the stick on the older tyres? I think he can, you know. I think he's got the big Boss behind him once again. Yep. Inside line for him into turn 6, and yes, he's got past him once again. Great battling between these two. Big Boss with the inside on turn 7, so Big Boss might be getting past him once again, and yes, finally Big Boss has dispatched of Kane. And that was a great battle unfolding between the Ferrari and the McLaren. They didn't come into contact. How? I don't know. But that was a great display for both of them.
Yes, as we have Eli going to the pits on, that was 20 laps old soft tyres. Now going on to these super soft tyres. We'll be trying to have those on until the end of this race. As it looks like Big Boss now will just dart away from Kane.
Yeah, that looks to be the case. Kane trying to hang on in there, but I think it'd be wise to sit back and try and extend his soft tyre stint for as long as possible, for maybe a shot at the ultra soft tyres come the end of the race. And while that was all unfolding, with a battle for 13th place, Otto versus Eli, who's just come out on fresh super soft tyres, versus Zerd. Oh dear, that's definitely not where I thought I'd be seeing his game tag. Down in 15th place on 2-lap old super soft tyres. He'll be looking to get past the Frenchman in the Red Bull and the Williams as well. Back on 13th place, still going on there as Crysis is the next man to come into the pits.
Yep, on 13 laps old super soft tyres.
Yep, Zerd is really mounting the pressure on Eli now. We could be seeing a move for 14th place now. Eli, both of them have DRS systems, but I think that's going to ensure that Zerd will have a better run down towards turn 1 as Crysis comes out the pits in a few seconds' time. Zerd has got Eli behind him, but now has to defend down towards turn 3. He has that DRS assistance from the Williams, so we thank him for that, otherwise he could be behind Eli once again, and he locks up, nearly hits the back of Otto's Williams, but just about manages to avoid him, as now Zerd will try and get past him down this DRS straight. Is he a bit too far back on this occasion? Yes, he is. He thought about a lunge, but thought, you know what, I'm going to tuck him behind and wait for a better opportunity.
Yep, as we have Zerd very close to the Williams of Otto, will be trying to size up a move, as Otto's on the older soft tyres, with Zerd on the very quick super soft tyres. As Zerd will be just trying to do some damage limitation to his championship, as he'll be trying to just fight for, if it's just one single point, as it goes down the inside before the braking zone. And he'll now be trying to catch Rienk in 11th place, as we have Zerdai within a second of Rysan.
You are right. How did we not spot this? Zerdai, look at this. The battle for the lead, as Crysis unfortunately left the session. That's a big shame.
Yep, that could be some connection issues.
Big shame for Crysis, who looks to be mounting on a challenge on the likes of Eli and Otto. But look at this battle for first place. He's actually rejoined now, so he is back in business as Ryzen and Zerdai. Look at this, and the battle for first place enrages, as Zerdai will have DRS assistance down towards turn 3. We saw Hamilton and Rosberg making contact at turn 3. What's going on between the Ferrari, Sauber, and Williams? Is that a virtue? No, I thought the safety car would come out there.
No, that was just some yellow flags in sector 3.
Yep, Zerdai thought I'll go for the move, and then braked a bit earlier. Maybe tried the switchback move, but it didn't come off for him. It still remains Ryzen first, Zerdai second, and Johan Emberg settling into third. With a battle for 13th place, we're going to keep an eye on that one. Otto and Eli scrapping it out for the minor placings. Eli down the inside it goes. On the Williams, can he make the move stick? Not just yet, left DRS once again. Down this straight towards turn 4. He should have his man. The wheel to wheel, they're side by side. Not for much longer, because I think Eli has this move done on the Williams. Yes, he has. He has passed the Williams up into 13th. But Williams might have a lot of things to say about that. No, he won't.
He tried to fight back, but he locked up and wasn't able to do so. As Rienk gets a 3-second time penalty. Lots of drivers getting time penalties in this race.
Yep, nature of Austria. Very easy to go over the curves, and then that invalidates.
As we have Zerdai, very close to Rysan. Is this a move for the lead? Yes, it is, into turn 4. As they go side by side down to turn 5 and turn 6. As Zerdai's on the inside trying to push out Rysan, but he cannot do so, as they still go side by side into turn 6. As Zerd and Rienk swap positions in 11th place.
That was great defense from Ryzen there. Zerdai trying everything to get past the Sauber, but Ryzen pulling up a great resistance on the Williams man, and it remains Ryzen 1, Zerdai 2, but for how much longer? It looks like Zerdai could be getting past any moment now. Will it be down this straight towards turn 3? Maybe.
Maybe
He's
we
getting in
don't
the
know.
slipstream.
With the DRS and the slipstream, he
Look
goes
how quick he's
around
going.
the outside very quick, even before the braking zone begins. As that was a move for the lead. Zerdai's in the lead, Ryzen in second place.
Will Ryzen have anything to fight back for? I don't think he's too far back right now, and yes, so Zerdai takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix from Ryzen. The lead has changed hands. It is Zerdai, who has 2 wins already to his name, overthrows the championship leader on the track, 3rd place in the championship versus 1st place in the championship. It is the man in 3rd who comes out on top with Johan Emberg a bit far too far back on this occasion. But yeah, Zerdai takes the lead on lap 26 of this Austrian Grand Prix. With 10 laps still to go. How many times will the lead change hands? I think we could be seeing our winner right now.
Well, we don't know. Zerdai has to watch out for the corner cutting penalties. As you know, it is not over until the fat lady sings, so he could be going off the track sometimes and get some penalties, which will mean Ryzen goes up into 1st place. But the same could happen to Ryzen, that he gets some penalties.
Well, speaking of penalties, Zerdai has already accumulated 1. Ryzen hasn't. So in that circumstances, Zerdai has to pull a 3-second gap to Ryzen and hope that neither him or Ryzen, or maybe Ryzen could pick up a few penalties. That would help Zerdai a lot. But at this current stage, Zerdai will have to gain 3 seconds on Ryzen, should say, to get the win, as Zerd overtakes Kane for 10th place as well. Zerd is now up into the points.
Yeah, which is good for his damage limitation for his championship lead, which is now shrinking smaller and smaller, with him only getting 1 point here today, with Ryzen maybe getting 18 and Zerdai getting 25.
Yep, they are still going at it. Zerdai has managed to pull away as much as he probably wanted to, but Ryzen is still only 5 tenths adrift. But I think he's a bit too far back and not really eager to challenge. Maybe he knows about Zerdai's penalty situation, so maybe he's playing the safe game. Maybe, you know what, if I can't win this, I'll win this. If I can't win this on the track, I should say, I'll win this on penalties. Remember what happened in Australia? Collis won on track, but Ryzen, thanks to having no penalties or less penalties to his name, he took the victory. He'll be looking to replicate that.
Yes, he will, as they were very close in Australia. They are also very close here in Austria, both starting with an A. Maybe he's trying
very similar, yeah.
Yep, exactly. Maybe trying to replicate the countries that people often get switched up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ryzen is on 2 warnings so far, so 1 more and he will pick up a penalty, so he's going to be very conservative into, especially turn 1, which will be the main source of penalty pickups.
Yeah, as Eli is very close to Riank, maybe about to size up a move for 12th place.
Yeah, Eli on the quicker super soft tyres compared to the soft stricken Toro Rosso. Eli looking to get the jump on that Toro Rosso. DRS isn't for him down towards turn 1, but a bit too far back on this occasion to try. But look at this, about 4th place could occur. Lazzaro head over. I still don't know how to call this, Force India.
No, we will have to ask him between the races here this week and next week, as Eli and Riank is battling it out for 12th place, as Eli was in front for just a moment and then Riank took it back.
Yeah, Riank just about manages to head the Red Bull of Eli. But yeah, next week is the last week until the Christmas break. So, the British Grand Prix, a great venue, I should say, to host the finale of the first half of the season. But yeah, back to the battle for 4th place. Lazzaro just about ahead of the Force India for 4th place. Both of them on their debuts. Lazzaro locks up into turn 3, and that's going to give the Force India a great chance to get past the Renault down towards turn 4. Zero assistance for the Force India. Lazzaro forces him the long way around to turn 4, but I think Force India both lock up into turn 4, but the Force India has got his man. Lazzaro has been dislodged off that 4th place spot. He's down to 5th. The Force India up into 4th. Can he challenge Johan Emberg in 3rd place? Got 5.3 seconds. Lazzaro once wide. I think that's what you were
as he almost lost it there. Getting very, very close to losing on the grass, or the gravel as it is.
Yep, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but Lazzaro always picks up a penalty. I'm going to say this, Lazzaro is very error prone. He is very eager, well not eager, he's very likely to make a mistake at the worst time. And being on his debut, you know, I don't want to jinx him, don't want to give him the commentator's curse. Let's hope he can just hang on in there 5th place. I think he's got a sizable gap to Heitinen in 6th place, especially with Heitinen picking up a penalty just then. But yeah, 5th place would be a great start to Lazzaro's F4 career, as will 4th place for the Force India.
Yep, let's maybe say that to break the commentators' curse, we have to say that 5th place is very bad for him, and he doesn't want to get it. Maybe that means he'll be ending in 5th place.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Rienk will hope to finish in 12th place at least, but Eli might have other things to say about that. Oh, contact between the front wing. Look at that, that's Cryzix, who's back in action after disconnecting. He's back and he's got past Eli after Eli messed up turn 3 horrifically there. He paid the price for that, and up into 13th goes to Renault. Will a Rebel fight him back? Yes, he will, down the inside of turn 4. They're going wheel to wheel, both Frenchmen in the Austrian Grand Prix. The Renault just about having the edge on his compatriot, and into 13th place goes Cryzix.
Yeah, but Eli's still very close to him. But it looks like Cryzix is pulling away a bit, but Eli comes back at him with some slipstream into the penultimate corner.
Kane also pits.
Yep.
So he's ditched on those super soft tyres. So super soft tyres.
As Otto, as Otto nearly lost it in the last corner.
Seen a lot of cars having very tail-happy moments in this race and managing to save it. So hats off to them who've managed to keep it out of the barriers. 3 people who haven't kept out of the barriers: Return, Martin, and Game Mode, all out of today's race. Zerdai will be looking to keep it on the island for the final 4 laps of this Austrian Grand Prix to cross the line. The 32nd and of the 36th time, I should say. Yeah, lap 33 starts with look at this, Johan Emberg. Only less than a second behind Bryce, and could we see a swap between 2nd and 3rd in today's race?
Is it just me, or has it begun to rain? As I think,
the pits, I'm not sure. I think it looks a bit too sunny, to be honest.
Yes, but I think I saw some raindrops just fall on the main straight. As it could be. As Otto gets a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane.
That is not something you want to see. Otto wasn't the best race after returning. Look at this, Cryzix and Rienk going into battle. Cryzix on the outside line, heading down towards turn 3. He has got past the Toro Rosso man, and up into 11th place he goes. The man ahead of him is his teammate. Lazzaro was darted into the pits there, so he's definitely not finishing in 5th place in today's race. Look at this, Richie B and Force India. No, Richie B and Heitinen going side by side. Richie B has gone ahead of the Sauber, and up into 5th place he goes, with the Sauber fighting back into turn 9. No, Richie B manages to hang on, and he is ahead now of Heitinen's Big Boss and Hooper. I think are swap positions once again. Big Boss up into 7th place, as Hooper has been dislodged to 8th with Surge not too far behind either.
No, as Surge has done some great damage limitation, now getting 2 points today. With Rising
getting 2nd place, Rising, Johan Emberg. Sorry to interrupt there, mate, but look at this, Johan Emberg going to the inside of the Sauber man into turn the battle for 2nd place. Bit of wheel-to-wheel contact between the 2 drivers, but down towards turn 6 we head now. Johan Emberg with the edge ahead. Yes, he's got it. He is up into 2nd place of this Austrian Grand Prix with 3 laps to go. Rising, who was leading this race for a comfortable margin of today's race, has now falling out of second place, out and into third place. Here goes Richie B and Heisen and also.
Oh, that's
going into
Otto.
battle.
Otto's been disqualified from the session.
Oh dear. Disqualified. There's more side-by-side battling between, I think that was Eli and Rienk. There's so much going on. Richie B and Heisen are top positions as well as we start the penultimate lap of this race. Johan Emberg looks to have got that second place pretty much confirmed. I don't know about penalty situation for him. Let's take a look at Johan Emberg's penalty situation. He has 2, maybe even 3. So I think that second place might go back into Ryzen's favour. But I think Ryzen's too far back. Yeah, it's definitely too far back on Zerdai's part to get first place back.
As Hitzinen and Richie B.
Zerdai on the inside as well. There's too much action going on in this race. They can't keep up. Yeah, no. Richie B and Heisen going into battle. Heisen getting past the Toro Rosso man. Ryzen picks up a penalty, but I think he's okay for third place I should say. As we start the final lap in today's race. We'll have a chance to breathe in around 1 minute and 30 time.
Yep, as it's monumental, Otto getting disqualified. I think that's the first driver to get disqualified from the race this season.
Yeah, picking up too many penalties for cutting too many corners, and he paid the ultimate price, getting disqualified. That is something you don't want to have on your F1 card. But yeah, lap 36. There is about a 5th place still going on between Heinen and Richie B. Richie B. Oh, right, Heinen didn't leave him that much room on the inside turn 2. And Richie B having to stay behind. Look at this, Lazzaro and Zerd. Lazzaro, after pitting on new Ultrasoft tyres, has got ahead of Zerd up into 9th place. Here he goes. Will he have a chance to do what Johan Emberg did in France and get past Hooper and Big Boss? It's a long shot, but we never ever know in F1. But Zerdai is coming around the final corner. He's got 2 wins in the bag so far in his short but sweet F4 season. He comes across the line now. Zerdai wins the Austrian Grand Prix for Williams. A fantastic result from 4th on the grid. Johan Emberg comes home in 2nd. No, make that
but
3rd.
Ryzen gets moved up into 2nd place because of the penalties. Then we have the Force Engine 4th, Hitzinen in 5th, then Richie B in 6th, I think.
Look at Hooper and Lazzaro!
As they're still battling.
Everything to get past Hooper. Can he get past him?
No, as he hits the wall, almost losing his tyres. As that's Crysis getting in front of Lazzaro. Zerd all the way up into 6th place with the penalties getting dealt out.
Oh my word, Zerd. Wow.
Zerd with some extreme damage limitation. As we have Kane coming in 14th with Deary Coyote coming here to 15th place.
Wow, I think we deserve a breath.
Yes, we really do. With all the action going on in this race, it has almost been impossible to take a breath.
That definitely is up there for race of the season. And it is Zerdai who once again takes victory for Williams. A great result for him, a great result for Ryzen, considering he was looking to... he's still in the championship lead, after, especially with Zerd only picking up 8 points. He extends his lead over the Haas man. But to be fair, Zerd, after finishing in 10th on track, making his way up into 6th with penalties, that is definitely a good example of damage limitation. But yeah, goes through the classification for the race.
So in 1st place we have Zerdai, Ryzen in 2nd place, and Johan Engberg rounds off the podium. Then we have the Force Inja, the Red Bull of Richie B. Then we have Zerdai in 6th, Hitzinen in 7th, Big Boss in 8th, Hoop in 9th, and Kreising rounding off the points in 10th position. Then we have Eli in 11th, Latzer in 12th, Rink in 13th, then Kane in 14th, then Deary Cody, the last person to finish this race, in 15th. Then we have Martin Game Mode Return not finishing, and Otto getting disqualified for getting too many penalties.
Whoa, thank you for letting me take a breath there. I only really there to do it, but look at all the penalties that everyone accumulated. Yeah, but unfortunately we did lose return very early on game mode Martin as well. And Otto getting disqualified, he's definitely going to have to try and resolve that in Silverstone next week. But yeah, that was a thriller of a race. Definitely to be considered race of the season. Maybe not for return.
No.
But for most of the drivers, for us as a spectator, that was thrilling action. From start to finish, side-by-side moments. We thought Austria was going to be decent. We didn't expect this much action, surely.
No, we didn't at all, but we knew it was going to be great, but not this great. With all the action all over the track, very hard to keep up with it.
Yeah, I would assume Crofty and Martin Brundle might have a tough time if that ever happened in real life. But yeah, that is going to be it then for the 9th round of this thrilling, climatic AOR Hype Energy Season 16 PC F4 League. And that was a thriller, and we expect the exact same at Silverstone, at my home Grand Prix, and for many, their home Grand Prix in AOR next week. Take the outro away.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week, as James said, in Silverstone. And until then, have a good one.
Good night.